Base Network is proud to present the Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game between the number 2 seed Friars of Malvern Prep and the number 1 seeded Fords of the Haverford School. Alongside Tyler Gilbert and Tom Slate, I'm Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We are expecting a fantastic matchup between, again, the 2 top teams in the Philadelphia region. Malvern Prep coming with a record of 15-5. They were 4-1 in conference during the regular season. They've won 10 games in a row, got a bye to the semis, and then in the semifinal, they defeated Episcopal Academy 10-8. Colin McGill led the way with a hat trick, a fantastic performance from Malvern Prep.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see Will Pettit tonight, their senior goalie, going to North Carolina. He's been playing really well this senior year, and I'm anxious to see how he handles Haverford School's midfield and their attack. The other guys, number 21, Civitelli, their short stick D midi. He takes the face-off wings. You know, he plays offense. He just does it all. He's a big, strong athlete, and, you know, I'm excited to see how he matches up against Haverford.
Now, speaking of Haverford, the number 1 seed coming into this tournament, 5-0 in conference, 17-4 overall. They take on all comers, including defeating Ward Melville, defending national champion up on Long Island. They've won 11 of their last 12. They also got a bye to the semifinals, defeated Penn Charter in a very tight game, a nail-biter by a final of 9-8. Adam Salvaggio and Brendan McBride each picked up a couple of goals in that contest.
Yeah, that was an exciting finish for Haverford over Penn Charter. They gave them quite a fight the other day. This is going to be a great game. As we know, it's an two Interact schools going at it, 2 powerhouses. Haverford led by attackman Sam Garneau, been committed to Virginia for 4 years or something like that. He's probably going to make an instant impact there next year. But they're deep at every level. They're deep in the midfield. They have great face-off guys. They have a great goalie. Attackman, they're Sam Garneau, rather, is the stud there. We're going to see, it's basically going to come down to who can make a play late in the game.
These 2 teams met during the regular season, and get this, 5-4. That is not a score you see in lacrosse too often. Guys, 5-4, it doesn't get any tighter. Now they're in the playoffs. It's going to get even more intense.
Well, both teams, like Coach said, they know each other extremely well. They've been coaching against each other for over 10 years at least. The other point we wanted to make was this is Coach Nostrand's last game at Haverford School, so some certain sentimental value and everything else that goes with it. So just an extra spark for the Haverford School Forts.
Absolutely. A great career for John Nostrand here at Haverford School, 29 years. Taking this program from its infancy to being a national powerhouse. So it's something to really be proud of, and if you're a Haverford fan, this is a very sentimental night, like Coach said.
And he's one of those guys who have turned Philadelphia lacrosse into a real hotbed, joining Long Island and Maryland and all sorts of other regions. You know what? Philadelphia is now in the conversation thanks to guys like him. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back for the opening face-off in just a few minutes as you're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
The 2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Edith Robb Dixon Field. This is the Interac Boys Lacrosse Championship game. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Alongside Tyler Gilbert and Tom Slates downstairs, I'm Tom Wilms. Take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the number 2 seed Malvern Prep Friars, Will Pettit is in goal. Colin McGill, Sean Rushton, Will Peden, Nick Potemski, Matthew Civitella, Jackson Powers, Rowan Almonte, Jake Brownlee, and Max Jogerst rounded out. For Haverford, it's Sage Garrido, who is in goal. Joining him, Matt Costin, Adam Salvaggio, Gavin Burke, Seamus McCloskey, Pierce Glavin, Brennan McBride, Peter Garno, Ryan Nigman, and Teddy Curran. It is Haverford in the white, Malvern in the blue. As always, in just about every lacrosse game you'll ever think of, the face-offs will be huge. Rowan Almonte takes it from Malvern Prep. He was dominant. But this time, it's Haverford controlling. Quick break. Low shot and a save by Pettit.
Big save. That'll get the adrenaline going early.
One part of Haverford's game that they struggled with against Penn Charter was the face-off X. They got the big one at the end, but they struggled throughout most of the contest. They actually lost 13 of 17 draws. Shot from the outside. That one goes wide by Costin, but it is backed up by Haverford. They are capable of long stretches of possession, while Malvern Prep, they love to extend defensively. They're not afraid to go outside of the restraining box. Jordy Holmes, after a midfield substitution, drops it off for Garno. Garno streaks in, fires, and he scores! An absolute rocket from Peter Garno, and it's 1-0 Haverford.
First possession goal for Haverford. That's big, Tom. Get it around a couple times, took the alley dodge, and just stuck that far corner. It's a really nice shot. Hit his hands and buried it.
So a quick 1-0 lead for the Fords.
Like you said, face-off X is going to be a big focal point for both teams today.
Bobby Blewett takes this draw against Almonte.
Like you said, the Haverford team, both the guys struggled the other night against Penn Charter, but Blewett, when Penn Charter mounted their comeback, he had the final face-off and won it clean to close out the game for Haverford.
A lot of pushing there. Coach is calling for calls, not happening, and it is Haverford ball. So that's 2 straight draw wins for the Fords, again, after struggling during the semifinal. So here's Costin. The man is pretty much going to quarterback this offense. Jordy Holmes to the outside, looking for cutters. Nice pass. Shot comes in, a save. Pettit. Stayed strong to that one. Really nice opportunity for Garno, looking for his second. Driving in here, Costin, hands free. He fires. That's blocked out in front. Looked like off the head of Frankenheimer. Yeah, he's adjusting his mask. Quick start for the Fords. Up 1-0, 10:25 to go, first quarter. Garno across the near side for Glavin. To his right, has room. Ball down. And picked up by Malvern Prep. Max Jogerst will start things off.
It's a nice slide there by Malvern. Stayed on the double team, got the ball on the deck.
Playing running back here, Frankenheimer trying to get through 4. Gets over the center line. And it will be Haverford ball.
Time of possession, always key.
As you certainly would expect, both teams are certainly into this. Again, championship game of the Interac. These two teams have been going back and forth since 2013, winning this title. So here's Glavin once again, being harassed by Brownlee. Defensive work by Jackson Powers. Dumped on back low for Costin. Really spreading things out. 2-on-2 up high. Goes to his left. Nice switch. Gets through the double team. Comes out in front. Bounces. Scores! Max Costin basically going through 3 defenders like they weren't there.
You know what? That's a great take right there. He dodged down the alley, kind of froze the slide. He looked like he was going to bail out once the slide showed, and then he just re-attacked and found a seam to get in the crease area and buried it.
Something we haven't seen all that often this year is Malvern Prep maybe reeling a little bit. Being forced to play defensively for just about the entirety of the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yep, the attack has not touched the ball yet. The Malvern attack has not touched the ball. It has not been at this end. So, again, possession's key.
Huge
Ball's
draw.
up again.
And
they get this one.
Sierra's rushed it to the outside. Taken out by Potemski. And they'll slow it down for Civitella. Defensive midi changes. It's taken here for Evan Lotz. Basically be the man who controls the ball for the most part, along with Colin Houston. They isolate. Here's Lotz.
You know, Tom, one of the things that Coach Slate and I talked about before the broadcast is the athleticism of the short stick defensive middies on both teams. Conventional wisdom offensively is to attack the short sticks, but when you have trouble beating them and drawing a slide, you're going to have trouble, generating offense. So
flags fly and a high cross check to the crease. Backhand shot scores. Nick Potemski. Brilliant pass to Potemski, who was just nestled out in front. Couldn't go forehand, so he went around the head and gets the Friars on the board.
That'll get the Malvern cheering section going over there. Student section's in full force today. But flag goes down. Nice little cut there. Ran out of angle, so he actually increased his angle by going behind his back. It wasn't all for the flair. It's actually more of a tactic there.
Still will be a man up for Malvern Prep. They win 2 for 3 in the semi. While Haverford, they win 3 for 4 man down. So not only do they pick up the goal, minute power play, or man up if you will. That also means one extra player to try to pick up the ball. But Haverford controls. Quick rush, bounces way high. But it is backed up by Haverford. I always love when those long stickers try to come in to score. Jack Leary this time. Rarely do they try the bounce shot. They try to power it through the cage.
Yeah, they like to shoot from way outside and then look at you and go, possession shot, coach.
Right now, Haverford down a man for the next 30 seconds. They would be fine killing that right now. Not much pressure being put on by Malvern. Garno, the goal scorer. Well, one of the goal scorers for Haverford. Being harassed by Iacone. They'll isolate in the near side. Garno. Nine seconds to go. In the man down. Back behind McBride. Had a couple of goals in the semi against Penn Charter. So the man down is over. So now Haverford can concentrate on offense. Gavin Burke. Stutter steps his way in. All the way across. Fires and a save by Pettit. Pettit's been strong in this one. Early on, 7:05 to go first quarter.
Yeah, Haverford's got a bunch of opportunities so far. And, Pettit's given up a couple goals, but he's made a couple saves. He made a really nice low one on that opening fast break, then a high one, and then that one there too. So you can tell he's seeing the ball, which is a good sign for Malvern.
A good job by Iacone to get over the center line, just rag some time and make sure he can set up the offense. So he comes off for Lotz. Lotz has it now. Civitella, and over for Houston. Houston against Burke. Goes to his right, gets past him, knocked down from behind, flag flies. Ball down, and eventually picked up by the keeper, Garrido. And another man up for Malvern Prep.
Looks like their legs just got tangled up there, and there's a trip. Incidental, but got to be called. So good opportunity for Malvern here to get equalize it.
They're going to call that a 30-second hold as Gavin Burke will take a knee. Not a lot of time, that 30 seconds to work. Again, minute is certainly more feasible. 30 seconds, it goes so quick.
It really does. It really does. You're kind of getting the ball around the horn, getting the defense to move, and before you know it, the clock's cooking down. So
nice look, but that bounces well wide by McGill.
Yeah, they're looking for a quick hitter, to your point.
Backed up by Malvern Prep. Behind here is Evan Lotz. 5 seconds in the man up. Look to the outside. Fires, and a nice save by Garrido. Nice high to low shot, but Garrido got his cross down. 5 seconds to go in the man up. So Haverford looks to kill it, and they will. They're 2 for 2 successfully on the man down. Here's Jack Leary in a sea of Friars trying to clear. Absorbs a hard shot there from Peden and sneaks his way inside. Jordy Holmes with it on the near side. Back down for Glavin. And now back behind at X. Adam Salvaggio picked up a couple of goals against Penn Charter. Costin goes to the left against Carlini. Dump back behind. Nice look for the cutter to save by Pettit. Oh, brilliant pass for Salvaggio, but he couldn't finish it.
Right on the doorstep. I'm telling you, Pettit is seeing the ball pretty well right now.
Speaking of seeing the ball, last time we saw these two teams, it was in the semifinals. Foggy day, rainy day. Here, again, you're going to go from twilight to darkness, so a challenge for everybody involved, including the keepers.
Absolutely great environment here tonight at Cabrini. Beautiful field, great evening going on. Lots of fanfare. It's definitely got that feeling of a rivalry game. You know what I mean? It's palpable.
Two teams that know each other, don't like each other, but respect each other.
Exactly, exactly.
Zostek with a shot and a save. Nice job going high to low against Garrido. Protected well and backed up by Malvern Prep.
You know, face-offs and goalie play are always two focal points. And, you know, we talked about Garrido. He just made another good one there.
Jack Jogers all the way back up top for Waite. Jogers near side. Trying to power his way in. Spins to his left. Good defensive work to stay with him. Trying to get his hands free. Draws the double. Toss back. Shot from the outside and a save by Garrido.
See, that's great short stick defensive midfield right there. They brought the slide anyway from the adjacent, and that's a shot that they're going to give up. You know, a 12 to 15-yard shot. They're going to expect Garrido to make that save.
Well, speaking of Garrido, he's in some trouble here, being harassed the whole way by Potemski.
They're in a 10-man.
They get over the center line, and everything is onside. Glavin. Oh, looks to the crease, and it's intercepted. Jack Brownlee gets his cross in the way as he clears it back down for Pettit. Up now. Zostek. Room in front of him, but substitutions behind him, so he'll just hold on. Colin Houston. Flag flies.
Yep.
Looks like too many.
Too many.
For Haverford, so it's essentially, but not officially, man down for Malvern Prep. But they do have the delayed penalty. 2:45 to go in the first.
Well, he's still out there. If you got two men on the field, the penalty's going to get called anyway, so you might as well just leave the guy out there. So it's 7-on-6 right now.
Doyle gets wrapped up, hands free. Oh, good check, and then a high push on him by Spencer. Another flag flies. While they sort out the penalties, we send it downstairs to Tom Slade.
How you doing, guys? Malvern's defense has tried 3 or 4 different sets. They were in zone that last trip down. They shorted one of their attackmen, Pierce Glavin, and double pulled up top. And then they were trying to shut a couple of their A-middies. Nothing, well, it seems to be working a little bit, but they're going in and out of multiple sets on defense. And then down the other end, Haverford, 3 or 4 penalties. They just have to clean things up, and they should be okay down there.
Well, thanks a lot. Go ahead, Tom. Thanks a lot, Tom. As we start the two-man advantage here for Malvern Prep.
Yeah, 2 men up with at least a minute here.
Want to get a nice inside shot. move that four-man box around. Nice look to the crease. Hey, Kine, he scores! Oh, what a look for Eric Spanos. So we are tied at 2.
Again, 2 men down, there's a lot of seams, and it's a lot of responsibility for the defense to rotate and try to cover everything. So a little misdirection as the ball moves around the horn, and just kind of jammed it inside to a nice cutter.
Essentially, all you can do 6-on-4 is just kind of rotate that box, try to fill as much lane as possible.
You want to fill the lane and give up the outside shot.
Nice.
That's kind of the best you can
shot.
do. And if you can get out there and get on the hands and force a bad shot, get a lift or a slap check, then that's great. But, down 2 men, it's difficult to do, especially with the shooting power that Malvern has up top.
So back to full strength for both teams. Actually, I believe it actually occurred with 1 man. It was a 1-man advantage, but barely so. And one penalty was a 30-second, and the other was a minute. So that's why we're at full strength on both sides here. Scrambly play here, and it somehow stays in bounds, but only temporarily. And it will be eventually Haverford ball. Tied up at 2. Haverford had a 2-0 lead. Pretty much what we expect between these two teams, back and forth. Last time out was 5-4. Don't think we're going to see that today.
Not at this rate. Not at this rate.
And these two teams facing each other relatively early in the season. So not everything is working out quite as well at that point of the year. But now both teams are very well seasoned, both offensively and defensively in every other way.
Well, and like we talked about, these teams know each other. They want to beat each other badly. They respect each other. But when you have a rivalry game, it just kind of takes on a life of its own. It just anything can happen. This game could be 15-14. And you wouldn't have expected 5-4 to be the score between a Haverford and Malvern game before, but that's what it was.
Costin's shot goes well wide, but backed up by Haverford. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. We're tied up at 2. And 3 man-up situations for Malvern. They went 1 for 3 with help from a 2-man advantage. Nice look out in front, but it couldn't get it to Salvaggio. He was cutting in from the far side. Now near side. Here's Costin. Switch to the right. Nice look back. Shot from the outside. That goes wide. There was daylight for Salvaggio.
A little bit late on that 2 slide there. Like Coach Slate was saying, Malvern's throwing out a bunch of different looks defensively, which I think is a really good game plan. You try to adjust to one thing they're doing defensively, and then if they can switch it up at the drop of a hat or the very next possession, it gives them, a lot to think about.
Costin looked to the crease. Bounce saved by Pettit. And he will swallow it up. Not a lot of time to work here for Malvern Prep. Here's Brownlee. 4 seconds left. Brownlee, 3 seconds. Shot from way outside goes wide. Well, no, goalie actually got a chunk of that. But the buzzer goes, and we are at the end of the first. We are tied up at 2. We'll take a quick break. Be back for second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching the 2019 Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fanbase Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Fans, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. Fans, you're going to want to check out live indoor professional lacrosse at the Wells Fargo Center with your Philadelphia Wings. 2019-2020 season ticket memberships are available right now. Get access to the best seats in the arena, exclusive experiences, including discounted parking, merchandise, and select concessions. Join our family by calling 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com today. About to start the second quarter. I'm Tom Wilms. Alongside me is Tyler Gillett, and we send it downstairs once again to Tom Slate.
To me, guys, the Malvern defense, can they stop the two middies, Costin and Garno? And down the other side with Haverford School, they have to stop compounding the situation with the penalties. They do that, you know, both teams have a shot here. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Thomas. We are back underway, and Malvern controls the draw. Their second draw victory. So we're even in draws, 2 apiece. And it's controlled here by Malvern Prep and Colin Houston wearing number 6. And Malvern in the blue and Haverford in the white. Beautiful night for lacrosse. High 60s, clear skies, no rain like we had in the semifinals. So here's Lotz, a lot of room to work. Moves in with the left hand, fires and scores! Evan Lotz just turned on the jets and powered it home. It's now 3-2 Friars.
Nice little dodge down the alley there. Kind of got his hands hid. Might have had a screen. I didn't really see it, but really good. It's not necessarily shot speed, it's placement. And we say offside hip, and you know, you can hide your hands and get in deep into the zone like that. You know, shot location is key. Just buried it offside hip there.
So Malvern Prep with their first lead of the game. They get it quickly. 39 seconds into the quarter. Big battle once again. And it's won by Malvern Prep. But then ball down and taken away. And now we'll rush the other way here for McBride. McBride gets inside the restraining box. And then tiptoes away from Jackson Powers. And it's great to win draws, but you got to hang on to the ball.
Yep.
That's something we saw from Penn Charter in the semifinals, something that Haverford was very good at, in spite of losing a large number of those faceoffs. We'll get the ball back relatively quickly. So interesting to see how the Fords will respond for the first time being down. As that gets away, that's taken away by Carlini. Unforced error there, pass up the middle. Now for Irvine. Thought about the fast break, but so smart. Once they see the deficit defensively, they just peel away and get that midi change done.
It's a smart move. You know, you got the lead now. Get your offense into the groove. Possess the ball a little bit.
Houston Powers left, but staying with him the whole way was Jack Leary. Houston gets it back. We come to you from Cabrini University. Congratulations to the Cavaliers. They're going to the national championship game. They're going to play at the Link this weekend.
Really exciting. Really exciting for the Cabrini faithful.
It's fantastic for Philadelphia lacrosse as well. As Evan Lotz isolates the near side, trying to power his way through, lowers the shoulder, spins left, knocks down his man. Oh, pass out in front. McGill couldn't control it. Not as easy as just passing to a guy. You got to get it in that cross, and you don't give them a pass that they can receive easily. And this is what happens, a turnover.
Yeah, it was a good look. It was just kind of close proximity and tough to handle.
Salvaggio gets away from the long stick of Buono. 3-2 Malvern Prep. So it comes near side for Costin. And back for Holmes. Holmes with a nice couple of cuts. Trying to get away from the defender, Mitchell. Good job by Mitchell to stay with him, and then the switch for Buono. Now on the near side, Costin. Powers through the double team. Lost it. Actually served as a nice little drop and gets it right back. Now a lot of room. Goal line extended. That goes well wide, but backed up by the Fords. They'll take it in. Restart on the far side. Garno against Mitchell. Garneau, a couple of skips, trying to get around him, and does. Looks for cutters. All the way back up top for Costin. Sweeps to the right. Takes a shot that's fought off by Pettit.
They have the short six covering Garneau and Costin that time. So, again, Malvern continues to change things up.
Holmes with it. Another extended possession here for Haverford. Nice, but can't quite get possession. Then it's knocked away again. Malvern Prep putting on all the pressure here, but great job of the ground balls, and it will be a timeout called by Haverford.
Haverford timeout on the field.
Fans will remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective, architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you in part by CBRE, the #1 commercial real estate company in Philly and the world. CBRE is a proud supporter of the Interac League. Again, timeout called, 7:56 to go in the second quarter. 3-2 Malvern Prep. We send it downstairs to Tom Slade.
Yeah, that last goal by Evan Lotz, he played attack his whole life, and they switched him to midfield this year. Creates a lot of matchup problems for opposing teams, and he's generally a righty, but stuck that one, like you said, Coach, in his left hand, and he's someone to look at. You know, he's got the lone tally in the second period, so back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. And again, as you mentioned perfectly, it wasn't exactly a hard shot because he didn't have the time or room to wind up. Just a quick little stick, got it right into the goalie's hip, and that's the toughest save to make for a keeper.
Yeah, offside hip, exactly. And like I said, he kind of, that's an attackman's craft at work there playing midfield. He can kind of dodge down the alley and hide his hands with a quick release with his wrists, and the goalie just didn't really see it come out. And there it was, offside hip.
So timeout over, although it looks like they're stalling it a little bit, and you can understand why. Biggest game of the year, obviously, the Interac Championship. We've mentioned ad nauseum these two teams knowing each other quite well, growing up in the Philadelphia area. All these guys have played against each other, with each other, since they were probably 8, 9 years old. Now they get to battle in the biggest game of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of crossover here, too. I look at the coaching staff on the Malvern sideline, and at one point, almost all of them were assistants under John Nostrand at Haverford. So, if you were to draw a John Nostrand coaching tree, it would be pretty big.
Back underway as Haverford has maintained a large amount of possession. A real good timeout for Nostrand as well, recognizing that a lot of tough plays. His shot comes and he scores! Well, a brilliant timeout now as the Fords able to tie the game up at 3.
I think it was a well-timed timeout, not just because of the goal coming out of it, whatever they drew up in the timeout, but it seems like they just got a little flustered and it was time to just settle it down a little bit. So Coach Nostrand called the timeout. Get something drawn up, nothing extravagant, but then get right off the timeout, gets a goal to even it at 3.
So Garneau gets his second of the game. We're tied up once again. We are heading towards the midway point of the second. By the way, don't go anywhere at halftime. We're going to have interviews with both coaches. A lot of extra stuff here in this Interac Championship game. Ball loose, hockeyed up ahead, but intercepted. And that is a draw win for Malvern Prep. So here's Civitella. Absorbs a slash on the hip, but able to get over the center line. Allowed to move in pretty deep before being connected with. Took a couple seconds for Jack Leary to say, okay, I got to cover him. Going to come in all alone. Sostek over now for Waite. Back for Sostek. Sostek sweeping to his left. Gets hands free. Dumps it back behind the X. Tries the near side. Shot score! Matthew Civitella. And the Friars retake the lead. It's 4-3.
Looked like Haverford was just a little slow to recover on the backside there. Malvern had a nice alley dodge down the left alley and moved the ball through X and attacked the backside, which is what you want to do, because if you draw the slide on one side of the field, you're going to try to beat the recovery to the other side of the field and get a numbers advantage. But that was just hit the attackman through X and hit the shooter on the opposite wing. Really well-placed shot, too. That's a tough shot from right hand in this angle and burying it near side. But it's still off the goalie's stick, off to his stick side.
So again, Friars lead for the second time. They trailed 2-0. Came back to tie it at 2. Now lead 4-3. Another draw wins. Here's Almonte. And if he gets hot in the face-off X, it could be a long evening here for Haverford.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Irvine. A lot of room in front of him.
Unsettled.
Irvine backing his way in. Dumps it over for Payton, and he'll slow it down. Wade controls. Midfield change as Zostek takes it. Cuts right in. Trying to get to the outside, but forced. Nice look, back shot from the outside. That bounces wide. Evan Waite tried that far side post, but it is backed up by the Friars. Payton directing traffic. Cuts back behind, around the crease. Good job staying with him, though, by McCloskey. He'll try the far side here for Civitella. Back up top for Waite. Zostek back for Waite. He'll get the pick. No rolls. He sweeps to his left. Cradling wide, takes a shot and a save. Big stop on the knee by Garrido, and it's taken away by the Fords. Trying to jump his way through Spencer. A little check from behind there by Payton on the keeper. It rolls out of play, and it's Malvern Prep ball. Always great to throw it back to the keeper. Normally they're open, but good job by Malvern Prep's Will Payton to stay with it.
Yeah, you never give up on the play, and I don't think he saw the Malvern attackman standing there, but he was in the right place, right time, and got the ball back from Malvern.
5:22 to go in the first half. Malvern Prep up by 1. Colin Houston isolating here against Spencer. Now cuts it over for Champ Doyle. Doyle lowers his head, trying to get around. Switches to his left, takes a shot short side, but a save by Garrido. Nice look to the near side post. Jogers back for Houston. Houston goes right. No angle. Stops goal line. Spins to his left. Then takes the angle and a shot and it's blocked.
Save.
Big save there by Garrido. Big scramble there. Picked up by Jogers. Has to swim his way through 3. Ball down once again. It comes out, and it will be Malvern Prep ball. But we have a man down for Haverford. And limping off, but under his own power, Jake Spencer. Looks like he's all right, though. And a timeout called by Malvern Prep. I think they may be recognizing the same thing that Haverford did when they called their timeout. A little bit of unsettled play. Slow it down and set something up.
Absolutely. You know, get them in, get everybody to take a breath, get a drink of water, kind of get settled into everything. Right now, the ball is bouncing Malvern's way. You know, they're not giving up on the ride like we just saw. They're getting it back. They're getting second chance opportunities. So, you know, you need to utilize the possession time that you get.
Send it downstairs once again to Tom Slade.
How you doing, guys? You know, obviously the intensity down here on the ground floor here is, you know, up. Looks like the two guys we discussed in the beginning of the game, Coach Garno with one and Civitelli coming from defense to offense. That's his kind of go-to shot there, short side high. Really nice shot, but you know, both teams battling hard, and you know, 4:40 left in the second period, so we'll see from here. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. We mentioned earlier with Haverford going up to Long Island to play Ward Melville. They also, at home, lost to St. Anthony's, another Long Island squad. Not to mention who Haverford has played. You look at Malvern Prep. They went up to Long Island and took on Garden City in the preseason. They've also taken on the best teams out of Maryland and Delaware. So these two teams are so well seasoned, playing against some of the top teams, not only in the Philadelphia region, but in the entire country.
Well, absolutely. You mentioned at the top. I mean, these are teams that have, and a lot of teams in this area, and these are just two of them. And the Interac is a formidable league, but they have risen to national prominence because they've taken on teams in the traditional hotbeds. And like you mentioned in the top, too, Philadelphia is now a hotbed, and that's really exciting for us. You know, I mean, to have these teams compete on a national level year in and year out is really exciting.
I mean, heck, even Malvern Prep had Everest Academy out of Toronto come down and, kind of continue their season. That was part of the preseason for Malvern Prep. So that's a lot of fun to see how Philadelphia has grown the last 20, 25 years as far as a lacrosse hotbed, joining the likes of upstate New York, Long Island, Maryland, and others.
And Coach McAvoy got on the microphone here on the PA system here at the stadium and gave a nice little tribute to John Nostrand and his time here at Haverford and what he's done for not only Interact Lacrosse, but Philadelphia lacrosse in general.
Oh, two huge saves by Garrido.
That's big right there.
Oh, my. It was loose out in front for Champ Doyle. He tried to just bounce it past Garrido, who looked like he was prone, but able to kick out his left leg. Extended pressure here from Malvern Prep, looking to go up by 2. Under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. So here's Houston. Fakes right, goes left. Back now for Jogerst. Trying the near side, Doyle. Nice look out in front. Oh, push from behind. Flag flies. Big collision. There's Jogerst. Picks it up. Toss to the crease. Saved by Garrido. Doyle gets hit up high. Finally taken over by the Fords. And it'll be another man up for Malvern Prep.
These goalies are so impressive, Tom. I mean, both goalies have now made multiple saves, including a few right on the doorstep, where there's quick feeds and even a fake inside to a cutter, and they're seeing the ball and getting right in front of it from point-blank range. It's really impressive.
And both of these keepers are NCAA bound. Malvern Prep, all 3 of their goaltenders are NCAA bound. It's ridiculous. Got one guy going to North Carolina in Pettit. His backup, he's just going to Virginia. And number 3 guy is going to Catholic.
That is what you call depth. That's amazing.
An embarrassment of riches.
Exactly.
As both keepers have been fantastic in this one so far. Taken back up top now for Payton. And it's a man-up situation for Malvern Prep. Their 4th man up. They're 1 for 3. They scored in their last one. Nice look near side. Fire, scores! Colin Miguel goes low, near side post, and Malvern Prep leads by 2.
It's a good shot there. Not a whole lot of chance for Garrido. I think the defense just had a little bit of confusion on the rotation there and who's going to cover back out to that wing shooter. And just not a whole lot of opportunity for Garrido to make that save.
And that was just a nice look to the near side. They left them all alone.
Well-placed shot again. But, not a whole lot. The defense has got to communicate who's going to get that next slide there.
So 2-goal lead for Malvern Prep, and they win the next draw. They have won the last 7 draws after losing the first 2.
Yeah, if that becomes a trend, Haverford might want to rethink some things. I don't know if they want to try a different face-off guy, maybe double pull the wing. They desperately need to get possession back here because not only has Malvern taken a 2-goal lead, but the clock's ticking down. We got 2:40 left in the first half, and they've controlled the time of possession here in the second quarter.
Ooh, tough pass over and back.
There's a break for Haverford right there. Restart, unsettled situation.
Fast break opportunity for the Fords. Good defensive responsibility on the transition, though. As unable to sneak through is Jack Leary.
It's a good job by Malvern to kind of stuff out that transition right there.
So a chance here for the Fords to respond. They've scored, Malvern Prep has scored 3 straight. So now scooting across here is Holmes. Try to get inside. Holmes switch to the left, double team, fights through, flag flies, still has possession. Now it's loose and taken over by Malvern Prep. And Haverford, for the first time in the game, will go man up. They struggled against Penn Charter, even though they were only up twice. They were 0 for 2. Speaking of struggling, being down a man, Malvern Prep gave up a couple of goals on only 2 chances against Episcopal Academy in the semis.
Yeah, you want to stay aggressive. Both teams are playing really aggressive right now. They're playing physical games, but you got to stay out of the penalty box. You really got to stay out of the penalty box, especially, the first half is one thing. We'll see what happens in the second half because second half penalties are much more important.
Civitella takes the knee, so not only do you lose a man, you lose a guy like Civitella defensively. See if Haverford can take advantage. 45 seconds to work in the man up. Nice work across, looking for cutters. Nothing there, near side Costin. Nice look, shot, scores! Peter Garneau, third of the game. Pulls within one, it's 5-4.
So when you get those man-up opportunities, if they're going to give them to you, if you can bear them, that could be a big difference maker.
Goal scored by number 33, Peter Garneau, his third of the evening. A man-up goal is the assist to number 30, Pierce Glavin.
They give an assist to Glavin on the Garneau goal. Again, his third of the game. Haverford 1 for 1 on the man up. Most importantly, they pull within one late here in the first half.
Yeah, he passed down to the wing and just kind of followed him and buried a good shot there on the feed back to him.
Well, interestingly enough, Malvern Prep, they switch face-off guys as Vohringer takes it. Still loose. A lot of pushing and shoving. Now taken by Malvern Prep, but they lost it right away. Big ground ball situation. Finally taken out by Malvern Prep. Billy Carlini ducking underneath just about everybody.
You know what I like, Tom, and I wouldn't expect anything less, but the referees are letting them play. You know, there's not a whole lot of stoppages. We had a couple penalties, but those are blatant calls that they have to make. All the pushes and kind of things in between the lines, they're really letting go. And I'm not saying anybody's playing, you know, dirty or anything like that. It's just a physical, aggressive game, and things can get out of hand, but the referees are letting it go.
Perfect example is that last scramble after the draw. Again, a lot of times you'll see that ticky-tack, loose ball push, things like that. But you know what? They're letting them play. They're letting them do what they have to do to compete in this game. And not the referees don't want to decide this. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They want to keep the flags in the pockets and just watch the game. But, again, they have to officiate it, but they've done a really nice job of staying out of the way. Timeout called here by Malvern Prep. I want to thank everyone for joining us as we come to you from Cabrini University. Edith Rob Dixon Field, as we will send it downstairs to Tom Slade.
How you doing, guys? Well, this is a situation that defensive coordinators don't like. You got McAvoy with a timeout. He's got the ball. Maybe look for a high alley dodge, push it through X. They had success on that last time with McGill. And then if the ball goes out of bounds, you always got to watch his three-man plays with his attack. Extremely smart. You know, and they put your defense in situations that are tough. So we'll see. They're definitely going to play, obviously, for the last shot here. So expect them to go maybe at about 30, 25 seconds and see what happens. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. That is a very good point. Again, do you play for that very last shot? You tend to do that when it's under a minute, but if you're given something, you don't wait till 10 seconds left. You take that shot.
Yeah, and that's why Coach said about 25, 30 seconds. That'll give you the opportunity to dodge from where you want to dodge from, maybe dodge with the short stick from whatever location you want to, and then get the defense moving by drawing a slide. And then, you know, if there's a shot and you don't get it, maybe you get possession again and you can reboot, or a rebound so there's still enough time on the clock. But the flip side of that is a rebound happens and then there's transition the other way. There's still time for Haverford to equalize.
Lots of controls in the near side corner, heading down to the 30-second mark. And everything being kept to the outside, just kind of assessing the defense, it seems. Lots isolates.
Here we go, 25, just like Coach said.
Heading back behind at X. Fakes the drop. I think Lotz still has it. Nope, now Lotz has it. Well, it worked against me, but not against the Fords D. 14 seconds. Back behind McGill. Can't score from back there. 8 seconds left. Good defense, keeping him back behind there. Can't get his hands free for even a pass. Gets out in front, takes a low shot, and it goes wide. It'll be backed up by Malvern Prep, but only 0.2 of a second to go. He'll pick up the ball, get in position. They'll blow the whistle, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Well, last time these two teams met, the final was 5-4. At the half, it's 5-4. So we knew it would be close no matter if it was high scoring or low scoring. We got ourselves a really good contest so far. Taking a look at the scoring real quick, leading the way for Haverford, 3 goals for Peter Garneau. Matt Costin has the other, while for Malvern Prep, Colin McGill, Nick Potemski, Eric Spanos, Evan Lotz, and Matthew Civitella. So a little bit different between the two teams. You have Haverford with one guy really carrying the offense, at least on the scoreboard. Malvern Prep seems to be a little bit more in the way of balanced.
It'll be interesting to see what they do when Malvern does defensively. As Coach mentioned, they keep switching up the defenses, but you got to account for those two midfielders, especially Garneau, who's having a game right now, but Costin can hurt you as well. So are they going to double pull those guys or continue to have short sticks on them?
Unofficially in the draw, because we keep that kind of stat up here, Malvern dominating in the face-off X. They won 7 draws to Haverford's 2. That doesn't add up, so there's probably a draw missing there. But again, 7-2 is a pretty good, fair representation of Malvern Prep just dominating at the face-off X. You got to credit, of course, the guys taking the draws, Almonte and Voringer.
Yeah, and it is staggered right now, but you mentioned it after a couple of them. Even when Malvern does win the face-off, both teams are scrapping and not giving up anything in the middle third. So Haverford's gotten a couple of those balls back, but it's still a pretty lopsided stat.
All right, now it's time to send it downstairs to Tom Slade as he has the coach for Malvern Prep.
Matt, great first half. Any thoughts going into the second half, and anything you're looking to stop on Haverford, or anything you're going to try differently?
Yeah, 33's hurting us on Haverford. Yep. We got to find him. He's the big threat. We got a bunch of them. We got to cash in on our opportunities on offense, play a little bit more confidently. Right? We're kind of doing some quick one-and-dones on offense. A little bit longer possessions be helpful. Doing a better job at the face-off second quarter.
Big goal by McGill and Spanos. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Pop.
All right.
Thanks so much, Tom. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half of play as you're watching the 2019 Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
On behalf of Malvern Prep and the entire Philadelphia lacrosse community, we wish to honor and give a moment of silence for the loss of Drew Peden, the father of Malvern Prep sophomore attackman Will Peden. Thank you very much, and we ask you to visit the GoFundMe page that they have set up. It's Drew Peden's Fight, and that is at the link that is on your screen right now.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Cabrini University. We're at halftime of the Interact Championship game. Alongside Tyler Gilbert, I'm Tom Williams. Thanks so much for joining us. Tight game, 5-4, but Malvern Prep seems to be taking the lead as far as a lot of the little stats are concerned.
Yeah, that second quarter, Malvern really changed the momentum in their favor. Statistically, 16 ground balls for Malvern, 10 for Haverford. That doesn't necessarily translate to complete possessions, but with these type of teams, they do a good job of maintaining possession. So they're getting out ground balled, which is not good for Haverford and a good sign for Malvern.
Because they're being out ground balled, which means you're probably being outshot, and that is certainly the case here.
Yep, and the second quarter set the standard for that. They have a bunch more shots than Haverford at this point, and then we talked about the face-offs, and it was 7-2 in that first half in Malvern's favor. So those statistics do not look good for Haverford. They need to change something up here in the second half.
Well, we'll send it quickly downstairs to Tom Slater. He has the coaching staff for Haverford.
Nody, last time you played them, it was 5-4. You guys won. Any changes for the second half? Anything going on we should know about?
No, we just have to. We got to beat them to the ground ball. They're outworking us right now and making breaks, and we're playing a little too aggressive on defense, giving them opportunities. So we had great opportunities in the first 5 minutes of the game and didn't finish, and we're man down 5 times. So it's the fact that it's 5-4 is a miracle. So we just got to play a little smarter, better possessions on offense, and get the ball off the ground.
All right. Well, good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Tom. And real quickly, Tyler, what does Haverford need to do to kind of turn this one around and get themselves a win?
Well, Coach Nosser just said it. First of all, they got to stay out of the penalty box. 5 penalties in the first half is not going to do you any favors. They got to do better on ground balls. They got to settle down defensively. He talked about them being a little bit overzealous sliding-wise. They're playing good on-ball defense, perhaps sending a slide when they don't need to, and then kind of missing a second or third slide when they do send the first one. So they just got to settle down, communicate a little more on defense, and they'll be all set.
And for Malvern Prep, they're in the driver's seat right now, even though it's just up by 1. What is their goal here? Obviously, finish the game with the win, but how do they achieve that goal?
Continue to attack the face-offs, be aggressive on the ground balls. We keep talking about possession. Possession's key. So if they can maintain possession, in going forward here, they'll be put themselves in a good spot. Additionally, I think they need to settle down defensively as well. Offensively, they're running pretty systematically, and they're getting good looks. So they need to be patient and just let their system work for them.
Well, we're at halftime here at the Interact Championship game. Malvern Prep up by 1. We'll take a real quick break. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a moment. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, live from Cabrini University. We've switched sides, and it looks like we're all ready to go. Voringer takes the draw from Malvern Prep. They have dominated between him and Almonte. Going to Captain Obvious mode here. You win those draws, you tend to get more possession, and you tend to win the game. But a draw win here for Haverford. That's their first draw win since essentially when the game was 1-0. It's not 1-0 now, it's 5-4.
It's Bobby Blewett. We talked about him. He had the game-winning face-off against Penn Charter in the semis to close out that game for Haverford. Nice little face-off there. Just won it to himself. Got possession for the Fords.
So Haverford controls. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Downstairs is Tom Slade. I'm Tom Wilms. To my right is Tyler Gilbert. Again, really appreciate you guys coming out and watching the game. If you're here you were watching the replay here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Again, this is available for replay. I'm sure a lot of these kids are going to look back, especially the winning team, look back and watch this broadcast. Certainly appreciate all the everything that both of these teams have put into this contest, and all the fans who are tuning in right now as Haverford controls.
Yeah, great atmosphere here tonight.
Haverford down by 1. Nice pass. Goes to the left. Save. Good stop by Pettit.
I think shot selection is another key for Haverford. That's a good-looking shot right there, an opportunity for them, but Pettit is seeing the ball, and so you need clean looks. You don't need rush looks with low angles. You need to get your hands free. They need to let the ball work for them so they can get good looks at an open cage.
Well, minute 30 in. Houston with a nice move. A lot of room in front of him. Still trying to power his way through, but Chris Daney stays with him. Peden controlling on the near side. Back up for Houston. And now here's McGill. Back for Houston. 2 minutes into the third quarter. 5-4 Malvern Prep. McGill trying far side. Here's Jack Jogers. Draws the double team. Spins to his right. Good one-on-one action here. He fights through. Houston. Shot. Oh, off the knee of the keeper, Garrido. That was a nice look for Houston. There was a screen in front of Garrido, but a great job staying with that and getting his body in front of it.
It's great. We talked about the athleticism of the short stick D-middies on both sides. I missed the number there, but that was great on-ball defense.
Saved by Pettit on a left-handed shot by Costin, and now Malvern Prep controls.
This is what you don't want if you're Haverford. You don't want a one and done. You just got the ball on offense.
Jogers, took the shot, but a stick check in the last second, forced it wide.
Good lift. Like I was saying, you get the ball on offense, you worked really hard on defense, you take one shot, and then it's back in Malvern's possession.
Another opportunity for Potemski, but that bounces wide. Fast and furious action for Malvern Prep, looking to go back up by 2. That is the largest lead by any team. It was 5-3 Malvern Prep. It was 2-0 early on for Haverford. If you're a supporter of either of these two teams, you're biting your fingernails, but if you're just a fan of the game of lacrosse, this is high-level entertainment. Here's Houston.
That's a great way to put it.
Houston moving in, takes a shot and a save. Stayed high after the fake, and a jumping save by Garrido.
Turned the corner there, got a good look, but Garrido's up to the task.
Now back behind Potemski, turns on the speed. Now for Evan Lotz. Lotz to the outside. Tries to spin his way to the right, but met there. Jogers now for Houston. Houston lowers the shoulder. Cradles left now for Lotz. Jogers trying to duck underneath. Spins to his right. Jumps, fires, it bounces wide. Looked like he wanted that wrap shot, just to kind of wrap it around the defender, but that wasn't there. Just decided to try a little leap, try to bounce it home.
Yep, it's a good little lift there by short stick D-midi, number 16, Jack Leary. Really good on-ball defense there.
Oh, quick stick shot and they score. Colin McGill. He picks up his second of the game. It's now 6-4 Malvern Prep.
Just found a little seam there inside. Catch and shoot. Good feed from the attackman.
As a keeper, there's really not much you can do with it. And we talked earlier about the location of shots. And if you know it's coming, it's hard to get those offside hip shots to save. That one, no chance.
Right.
And it was just perfectly. He's going to make his way out in front first.
It's more of a defensive mistake. That's what we could call it. He got caught ball watching. Got to have your head on a swivel, as we say. See your man and the ball.
So with 8 minutes left to go in the third, it's a 2-goal lead for the Friars. Still loose. And picked up by Malvern Prep. As the Friars control the ground ball, and they get possession once again, trying to get the first 3-goal lead of this game. Civitella has it on the near side. Both of these defensive cores not afraid, I wouldn't say chase you to the outside, but certainly put on the pressure. They don't over-pursue all that often. They just they kind of find that right level of pressure.
Exactly. Both teams are doing that, like you said. I mean, there's such athleticism on both sides that you don't want to give the offense a running start from 30 yards. So you want to pressure him, even if you just slow him up a little bit. It gives the defense a chance to kind of get set up for a slide.
Peden back behind, looks to a cut, shot, scores! Oh, great look for Kellen McGill. He gets the hat-trick goal. It's now 7-4 Malvern Prep. He came in out of nowhere.
Yep, just a cut down the alley, near side. Nice little finish there.
So momentum in the hands of the Malvern Prep Friars. Up by 3, heading towards the halfway point of the third quarter. And that noise you hear coming from the microphones, not necessarily the crowd, it's actually the bench, too, of Malvern Prep. They are absolutely hyped up.
They should be. It's a nice little run they got going here.
The face-off win for Haverford. High pass controlled. That could have been disaster, but McBride leaps up. Taken here by Costin. And I like this from Haverford. Just slow it down a little bit. Get a good long possession.
There's no need to panic. It's a 3-goal lead that can evaporate quickly. With the caliber of these two teams, the 3-goal lead is really nothing. But they do need to dial it in here.
Costin gets it back. Now around for Garno. He's got a hat trick in this one. Heading to the outside against Carlini. Nice look up top. Spinning away McBride. Spin move, Garno. Draws the double. Dumps it back behind, all the way back up top. Trying to power through here. Salvaggio scores! He gets his first of the game. Breaks the run for Malvern Prep. Haverford pulls within 2.
I like what Haverford's doing there. They're initiating from the wing. They took Garno down to the low wing there. Allowed for that double team. And just skipped it to the backside for an open shot.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like Malvern Prep overloaded on that near side. Found Salvaggio pretty much all alone. Got through a defender, hands free, and knocked it home.
And that's why I like that tactic. When you stretch it out, when you dodge from the wing, you're going to stretch the defense widthwise. And so they hit Salvaggio on that opposite side, and he was able to capitalize on the redodge.
Clean draw win for Haverford. Almost lost it, but they control. Now momentum starting to swing again. Here's Glavin. Being chased by Powers. Glavin spins away. Midi changes all abound. Hands controlled now. Connor Devine. Being looked at by Frankenheimer. Try the near side, Salvaggio.
Got a shorty on Salvaggio now.
Being kept to the midfield. Salvaggio spins away. Absorbs a hack. Nice look back up top. Good ball movement. But defensive sliding really working well for Malvern Prep. Go all the way across. Shot from the outside. Kick save. Will Pettit.
It's a good look. Pettit saw that one the whole way, though.
Back up by the Fords. Devine. Salvaggio. Looked at by Frankenheimer again. Salvaggio, I think they like that matchup, as you mentioned, against the short stick. Salvaggio. Once again looked at by Frankenheimer, but doesn't go at him this time as it works all the way around the horn, far side. Up top, Devine again. Salvaggio. Double team, stripped, taken away. Frankenheimer with the ground ball. And for the cause, turnover. So Malvern Prep possession. It's dumped back for Pettit. 4:11 left to go in the third. 7-5 Friars. Trouble getting out of their own end, though. Lots able to clear. Ooh, bounce pass. That could have been dangerous, but Brownlee picks it up just in time. Tossed over the near side. And controlled by Spanos. And he can't get in. Haverford ball. They'll restart quick.
It's a good patient ride by Haverford. They counter in a drop back, and they squeeze him at the midfield line and got the failure to advance call.
Taken here by Leary. He gets inside. Leary gets it right back. Haverford trails by 2, 7-5, 3:33 to go third quarter. Lights on here at Cabrini University. Sun going down. As we mentioned earlier, it's going to change some things, especially for the keepers. They got to see the ball a little bit differently.
That's a good point.
Something that these teams are not normally used to. They tend to play 4 o'clock games, so it's light out the whole time.
Yep.
Playing at night, as much as fun as it may be. Bit of a thrill for these guys, I'm sure. But got to adjust.
Malvern dropping back into a zone. Trying some different things defensively. Keep mixing it up.
Shot from the outside, bounces highs. Garno's stick fails him. Something you don't see a whole lot in lacrosse. The head basically away from the shaft. Oh, nice save by Pettit. Great look out in front. But Pettit makes the save, absorbs the contact. Now taken out Rushton. Long stick moving in. Nice look near side, Peden. But good job, defensive pressure by Haverford. Great transition.
By my count, Tom, that's the third doorstop save that Pettit has. So a save is a morale booster, and it'll get the sideline going. When you can make a save on a doorstep like that from point-blank range, let alone 3 of them, that's going to get some momentum for your team.
Let's see if they can take advantage as Houston moves in. Sharp angle, defender goes down. Back up top. Lots wanted the shot, but circles back instead. Over for Houston. Down to 2 minutes to go in the third. Houston goes to his left against Costin. Near side, Lots. Lots backs up against the defender. Back down for Jogerst. Jack Jogerst tries far side for Houston. Houston lowers his shoulder. Back behind it, X. Peden trying to get out in front. Jumps, fakes the pass. Goes back behind again. Around the crease he goes. Low shot save by Garrido. Big stop, no rebound, right into the cross. Under 1:30 to go in the third. And he's taking his time moving it up.
I'm so impressed by both these goalies. They make really, really quality saves.
Garrido, dangerous pass towards the crease. That's deflected and controlled by Haverford. And Pettit was out of his crease. So maybe Garrido was looking for the cage himself.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a 10-man ride. They disguised it well, but Pettit was definitely out of the cage, so he took the shot from beyond midfield. Great play by, I believe that was McBride, to keep that alive once the ball went over.
We're under a minute to go, third quarter. Haverford would love to pull within 1 here. Costin looks it back. Across the near side for Leary. Leary gets the pick. Goes back behind. Oh, good defensive slide. Wanted to go all the way around the crease, couldn't do it. Back up top again for Garno. Garno, McBride. McBride trying to squeeze through, trying to dump it back. He gets decked. Ball loose, but then Haverford will control the ground ball. Another bite at the apple here for the Fords. Down to 11 seconds to go. Garno with it. Garno goes left, trying to get his hands free, takes an outside shot. That was blocked out in front. Backed up by Haverford. This thing, it went off a Haverford player. Doesn't matter. Toss towards the crease, but it gets away, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 7-5 lead for Malvern Prep. We'll take a quick break. Be back for fourth quarter action in just a moment as you're watching the 2019 Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game.
2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. Fans, check out live indoor professional lacrosse at the Wells Fargo Center with your Philadelphia Wings. 2019-2020 season ticket memberships are available right now. Get access to the best seats in the arena, exclusive experiences, discounted parking, merchandise, and select concessions. Join our family by calling 215-952-LAX1 or visit wingslax.com today. About to start fourth quarter action. I'm Tom Wilms. Alongside me is Tyler Gilbert. We send it downstairs to Tom Slade.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Historically, Malvern starts out real quick in the first half. And in that second half, the first 5 minutes, they really jump out on guys, as we saw. Haverford, so to speak, weathered the storm, 7-5. Looks like it's going to be a barn burner here down in the fourth quarter here. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. That's exactly what we were hoping for. As fans of this game, you get that nice, close game heading to the fourth quarter. In spite of it being a two-goal game, any team can take it.
This is going to be a long 12 minutes.
Or more.
Or more. Let's not count that possibility out.
So here we go. Big draw. Almonte sweeps it away, but no possession yet. And controlled by Malvern Prep. Ground ball pickup by Jake Brownlee. Nice pressure on the ride, though. He'll try the near side. Max Jogers. Some room in front of him. And he can take it to the line himself. So Malvern Prep possession. They've led by as many as 3. It was 7-4. It's now 7-5. And up by 2. They can be very patient. Civitella will take it. Szostak. Dangerously close to the line, but he gets through. Szostak. Spins to his right. Can't get his hands free. Ooh, pass almost gets away. Civitella reaches out with one hand.
I think you just nailed it, Tom. The key for Malvern right now with this lead is patience. You know, you don't want to sit on the ball and milk the clock necessarily, but you want to be really meticulous and patient with your possessions.
And with no shot clock at this level, you can do that. You don't have to shoot every 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the stall warning coming up so quickly. Here's Waite. Spins to his right, hands free, takes a shot, goes wide. Stick was pretty much held the whole way. Potemski backs it up, keeps it Friar possession. Potemski turns on the speed, ducks under a double team. Back now, Szostak. And now for Civitella. Gives it back to Szostak. Gets the pick. Sweeps to his left, trying to swim his way through, keeps the possession. Has a man on the near side, gets it to him. Shot that goes wide. Evan Wheat had room, but could not tuck it home, backed up by Malvern Prep. Continuing pressure from the Friars. They've had the ball for the first 2 minutes of this fourth quarter. Speed comes in, no goal, crease violation. Whistle back behind the play. The restart too quick for the officials' liking.
Yeah, Haverford was looking for the quick restart there to start transition. Didn't get it.
That does allow the Friars to set up their ride.
They're in the 10-man. So you get Askapol to beat an attackman here. But now they're going to swarm.
Oh, he jumps his way through.
And they break it. That's a good job.
McBride dumps it on back and settling down Salvaggio. Of the 5 goals scored by Haverford, 3 by Peter Garno. So look for guys like Salvaggio to really step up. See, he has his first goal of the game. He scored the 5th goal for the Fords.
Well, somebody's got to. Somebody's got to step up here because Garno's doing most of the work. And it's a very well-balanced team. They got a lot of weapons. Malvern's just playing it really well right now.
Costin gets it over. Garno to his left. Fires, scores! Garno his 4th. And the way that Pettit reacted, he's like, oh, I should have had that one.
The way he's playing, he thinks he should have everyone. That was a nice shot, though, low and away. Right off the rollback.
But again, just as we were talking about it, Garno needs somebody else to step up. Garno says, no, I'll take care of it. He was pretty well surrounded.
Yep, takes the alley dodge, roll back, slides a little late, just steps in, buries it low and away. 1-goal game.
So Haverford makes it a 7-6 contest. Almonte continues to dig. Still loose. Malvern Prep controls. Irvine. Ooh, blind pass on over. Getting hit was Peden. But he maintains possession. Again, that was passed to him, and there were a couple of defenders just behind him. Could have really laid him out. That's a smart defense from Haverford, not drawing the penalty. They really could have taken advantage of him. Here's Jogerst. Now for Lotz for Houston. Houston sweeping across to his left. No help there. Now isolates. Going left. Back again for Lotz. As Jogerst near side, instead tries far side for Houston. Back and forth they go. Under 8 minutes to go. 1-goal game. Lotz gets room. Powers in, goes wide. Dumps it back for Houston. Houston will try the right, go to the left, squeezes his way through, hands free but no angle. Back behind for Potemski. Potemski back behind at X. Being bothered by Colby Kim. Gets out in front. Kim stayed with him. Jogerst. Here's Lotz again. Fans at Haverford. It's like a Duke game. Ooh, slash on the mask. Shot comes in. That goes wide. No call. Might have been lower than the mask. And from up here, we're a good 100 feet away. That's what I thought I heard. But
looked like that, yep.
Bottom line, Malvern Prep, they maintain possession. Peden trying to get out in front. Fakes a couple of passes. Back up top now for Houston. Around for Lotz. Under 7 minutes to go. Heavy possession here for Malvern Prep. Houston moves in. Fires. That goes wide. The backup. It is Haverford ball. Nobody was there for the Friars.
That's a nice long possession from Malvern. Fortuitous that Haverford had the backup to get possession back with a chance to tie the game now.
High pass almost gets away. It's still loose. And scooped off by Nigman.
Perhaps that lighting you were talking about earlier, Tom.
Starting to play a role, maybe. And the field wouldn't. It's a fantastic field turf here. Even when it rained the other night for the semifinals, didn't see a whole lot of way of bad footing.
See what Haverford's going to dial up here. I mean, your hot hand is Garno, so why go away from that in a one-goal game with 6 minutes left? They got a shorty on him, but, you know, you got to let the system work for you. I would say let's go back to Garno and let him initiate.
So here's Costin isolating against Iacone. Draws the double. Back now Devine. And here's Garno. Garno with the left hand that goes wide. But it is backed up by the forwards. He is one who is just not afraid to shoot. He gets within 20, 25 yards, has his hands free. He'll find a way to fire it.
Not trigger shy at all. And, you know, that's what you want. You want that kind of mentality out of your offensive players.
Garno against Mitchell. Goes goal line extended. Draws in Mitchell, trying to beat him. Good defensive switch. Gets it back. Fires, saved by Pettit.
Oh, that's a big save.
That
big
was
ground ball. Who's going to come up with it?
That was thrown so hard that no chance for Pettit to catch that. It's a big scramble in the far side corner. And it's Malvern Prep ball. They had possession anyway, but I think they called a loose ball push. Bottom line is the Friars have possession with 5:15 to go in the fourth, up by 1.
And you know what? It looks like Haverford's jumping into a 10-man ride of their own.
They need to force things here.
They're slow playing a little bit, but they're going to try to pounce on the midfield here.
Getting over center, Rushton.
Malvern handles it. Ooh, somebody's open on the doorstep.
Oh, right
no.
there. Shot, score! Colin McGill, fourth of the game. 4:55 to go in the fourth. It's 8-6, Malvern Prep.
Looks like Haverford just had trouble transitioning out of their 10-man ride back into settled offense. It's a great look by the Malvern defender.
Again, you find yourself all alone in front. He had so much time to fake a couple of times, it seemed. As we take a look at this long pass.
They just lost him down there. Plenty of time. No chance for Garrido.
Big draw win, though, for Haverford. Ooh, high shot. Flags fly. It's going down. Is McBride. And Haverford will go man up.
We'll see if this is the same penalty, if the referee's got 2 penalties here.
So 1 minute slash.
Coach McAvoy doesn't like that call. It looked like a slash to me.
Michael Buono will take the knee.
1 minute for slash.
Actually, yep, it is Buono. I'm looking at McGill taking the knee, but he's there for substitution reasons. It's one of the things about lacrosse. I've always, as a hockey guy, isolated, man, so I know who it is.
Right.
But they're doing a great job here at Cabrini to at least put it on the scoreboard, something you don't see too often. But a big man up here for Haverford.
Yeah, the sin bin is the same place as the substitution box in lacrosse, unlike hockey.
It just makes us broadcasters work a little harder. Big man up here, 40 seconds to work. Close to a must score, down by 2.
I would say so.
Garno will quarterback it. Leary trying the far side. Malvern extending pressure defensively. Costin back up top. Garno gets in deep, takes a shot that goes wide. But it is backed up by Haverford. 4:03 to go in the fourth. 19 seconds remaining in the man up. And a timeout has been called, I believe, by Malvern Prep. 4:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. As we will remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Brennan Collective. Architectural interiors, furniture solutions, workplace technology. Please visit BrennanCollective.com. Also, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by CBRE, the #1 commercial real estate company in Philly and the world. CBRE is a proud supporter of the Interact League. Tom Wilms here. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm joined by Tyler Gilbert, but first we'll send it downstairs to Tom Slade.
Yeah, Malvern choosing to shut off Garno there for part of the last power play they had. Let's see what they got. They have 19 seconds left on Buono's penalty, and I'm sure Nodi is going to draw something up here to get a quick shot, a quick look on the net. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. again, the interesting thing about the man up is we talked about the location of the penalty area. 19 seconds turns into about 25, takes a few seconds to get somebody on, so you don't necessarily have to draw something up for 19 seconds. You can kind of fudge that a little bit, but most importantly, you want to get a good quality shot.
Yeah, exactly, but it's not a whole lot of time to work with. They should have something dialed up here to get into a rotation pretty quickly.
So here we go, about to restart. Right underneath the scoreboard, Adam Salvaggio has been kept fairly quiet in this one, just one goal. He dumps it back behind, looking for cutters, nothing there, all the way back down for Garno. Here's side Costin, he goes to his left. Side of the cage, it gets away from Salvaggio. It'll be Malvern Prep ball.
That was interesting. They're man down, but they're still extending to the ball, which you usually don't do in a man down situation because you're more vulnerable to the skip pass up top. But Malvern took a gamble and it paid off there.
Malvern Prep will get over the line. They'll kill the penalty. And they're up by 2.
Got a double team.
Big double team as Jogerst loses it. And it's taken over by Haverford. Nice look up ahead. They have numbers 3-on-3. Good defensive pressure, though, from Champ Doyle.
It's a good rod from Haverford. Good look here. Ooh.
Back up top. Garno.
Garno wanted to let that one go.
So here's Costin, heading down to the 3-minute mark. Costin again. Has Garno on his right, gets it to him. Garno. Met the whole way.
Look for a quick slide here.
Tries to power his way out in front, jumps and fires. Sharp angle, goes wide. And it is backed up by the forwards. 2:49 to go for Haverford to get 2. McBride. Costin with it. Jogs towards X. Oh, gets away from Doyle. And around Leary. Taken back by Leary. Oh, wanted to tee up. But stepping out on him was Brownlee. 2:22 to go. Back up top again. Fires, scores! Garno is 5th. Pulls Haverford within 1.
Really nice job there. Notice Haverford didn't panic. The clock's ticking down. They're down by 2 goals, but they didn't waver from their system. They let it work, got Garno a good look, and he buried it for his 5th of the day. He's putting on a show tonight.
Again, he's not afraid to shoot from 25, 30 yards out. That one was within 10 yards, and it's going to be tough to stop him. He doesn't even need to change levels. He just has such power.
Yep, he hides his hands well. Can put it anywhere. Despite Pettit seeing the ball really well today, that's a tough one to stop for anybody.
1-goal game, huge draw.
Big face-off.
Still loose. Oh, nice take by Jogerst. He moves in. Dumps it across, but it gets away from Peden, and it'll be Haverford ball. Just too much on that pass as Haverford tries to go the other way. A bit of a high check. Flag flies.
This is big.
Under 2 minutes to go. Delayed penalty coming up. It's back down for Costin. Leary. Costin gets it back from Garno. Garno stops, spins away from Jogerst. Looking out in front, nothing there. Pass across deflected, calling for it with Salvaggio. And it goes out of play, and Haverford will go man up for the 3rd time. 1:25 to go, 4th quarter. Timeout is called by Malvern Prep. .125 left to go. Haverford will go a man up. But first, we send it downstairs to Tom Slate.
Yeah, guys, that's what we call compounding the situation, I guess. Malvern had a fast break, and they messed up the exchange from the point man. Ball goes out of bounds, and then Haverford gets the ball. Malvern gets another penalty, And now, Haverford's on man up. So that's a costly 2-goal swing, so to speak. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. As 30 seconds up on the board, taking the knee will be Bueno.
Yeah, like Coach said, they're pushing transition there. They get the ball back, fast break opportunity. You go up 2 with about 2 minutes left. That's significant. They lose possession, and then, like Coach Slade said, then compounding the issue by Bueno getting the penalty, giving Haverford a man-up situation with 1:25 left, down by a goal. This is a really interesting turn of events in a quick time frame here.
It's just a 30-second call, but it's a big one. As, again, it gives Haverford possession, the man up the third time, and a chance to tie the game very late. Now they extend defensively again as Leary being harassed by Rushton.
Interesting tactic from Malvern, but it paid off the last time.
Salvaggio.
Let's see how Haverford handles it.
He'll try the far side. Leary gets it back. 10 seconds. Down to a minute to go in the game. Jump, fires, off the hip. Oh, nice stop by Pettit. We've talked throughout the game, that offside hip. Tough to make that save. Pettit got it done.
Still a shot. Despite that melee, Haverford maintains possession. Even strength for under a minute.
Here we go, 50 seconds. Nice look out in front, shot, that goes wide. Oh, great opportunity as Leary snuck in from the midfield.
Looking to go back to his right hand and put it offside hip to Pettit.
Timeout called by Haverford as they will set something up here. 46.9 seconds left to go. And we talked at the end of the second quarter about waiting for the last shot. In this case, that is not happening. They just want the best shot possible as we send it downstairs once again to Tom.
Yeah, guys, we got a timeout here with 46 seconds left. Let's see what Nody's going to pull out of his bag of tricks here. Back up to you guys.
That's pretty much it. I mean, we've talked about this being the final game of the Haverford career for John Ostrand. Is there something in the last 20 years or so that he has not used that he could use right here? Something he's been thinking about brewing to use in this situation? That
I don't know. But the culture that he's built at Haverford and the way he has these guys thinking, and they're battle tested. They've been in these situations before. So, they'll be up to the task. But Malvern is playing so well tonight, too. They're up to the task as well. What's interesting is Nostrand was talking to the referees at the beginning of that halftime because some more time clicked off the clock after that errant whistle. So it'll be interesting to see if they put more time on the clock. I know the referee came over to the scorer's booth here.
Listen to that crowd. I hope it's coming out well over the microphones, man, because both sets of fans on their feet, student sections, parents, fans alike.
There's no room in those stands over there. This is a raucous crowd. Unbelievable environment tonight.
So here we go. Haverford with possession, down to 45 seconds to go. They lead. The lead for Malvern Prep is 1. Salvaggio trying to get out in front. Dumps it near side. Back for Salvaggio. That's Costin trying to spin away. Near side McBride. He gets decked. Comes to the near side. Flags stay in the pockets. 23 seconds to go. Got to keep that ball moving. McBride.
Yep, they're dropping into the zone. They got to pop somebody out.
Nice push there on Garno. Forced wide. Dump back behind the cage. 10 seconds to go. Garno. Sharp angle shot. That goes wide. Backed up. It's Ford's ball. 6.3 to go. And a timeout called by Malvern Prep. And this is an interesting timeout there. I'm a little surprised at that.
I am too, to be honest with you.
I would think you want them to restart quickly and not set something up. Now they're allowing Haverford to set something up here.
I would think so too, but you got to trust Coach McAvoy. He might have something dialed up right here too. But it does give Haverford the chance to regroup and draw something up. Despite the fact there's only 6.3 seconds left, that's still enough time to get something going.
Well, maybe in the thought of the Malvern Prep coaching staff, they thought that they were so disorganized that they needed a timeout and to make sure that they were settled defensively as well. And that is interesting because I honestly thought restart there, it's going to take a couple seconds to get it to the front of the crease, and that's going to be covered. Wow.
Absolutely, and don't give them the chance to regroup. But, you know, they might double-team the ball right off the bat. You never know.
So here we go, 6.3 seconds left to go. It started way back with practices in January and February. The season will come down to this. It is an 8-7 lead for Malvern Prep, led by Colin McGill's 4 goals. Who will it be for Haverford? Garno has 5. Costin, Salvaggio have 1 each. They will start with possession in the corner. So it'll take some time to get it to the crease. They'll have 1 man on the inbound, so to speak.
Costin's going to start with it.
And they're going to bunch up towards the crease. Here we go. He might try to do it himself. Comes out in front, across, scores! Wow. Matt Costin. Solo job with 1 second left. Second of the game, we're tied at 8.
The Malvern sideline and the fan section right now are stunned. I don't know if that's what they drew up in the huddle, but he just went underneath, came topside, and buried it. Tie game with 1 second left. This is unbelievable.
So they'll have essentially a ceremonial face-off before we head to overtime.
Weren't you saying something about it going longer than 12 more minutes?
Well, not a surprise with these two teams.
Absolutely.
And there we have it. 48 minutes is not enough. We'll come back with overtime in just a moment as you're watching the 2019 Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
The 2019-2020 Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
Huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live from Cabrini University. We are tied at 8. We are going to overtime. A last second goal by Matt Costin ties the game up for Haverford. Biggest draw of the entire season coming up. 4 minutes on the clock. Sudden victory. Golden goal, sudden death, whatever you want to call it. Next goal wins.
You can't write it up any better than this. I mean, this rivalry, Interact Championship, last game of the season, Coach Nostrand's last game at Haverford.
Haverford wins the draw. Blew it to himself.
Each team gets a timeout.
But it's knocked away and taken over by Springer. Correction, this is Leary.
Doesn't look like Haverford's going to take it. They're just going to let it ride here. Let's go to the hot hand. I would go with Costin or Garno, of course.
Garno, fresh on, has possession. Near side, Costin. Costin going left. Garno now to the far side.
Malvern staying in the same zone, Tom. Quick slides, and they're kind of stalking Garno and Costin with the long sticks, making sure there's quick slides there.
Costin lost his footing, but still maintains possession. Here's Garno to the far side. Plenty of time. 3 minutes left to go in overtime. They'll try near side for Costin. Costin looking for help. Garno being chased. Then they pull back. They'll try it again.
They have the short sticks on the corners kind of forcing the Dodger to the middle as opposed to forcing him down the alley, and they have the long stick there ready for a quick double team.
Garno draws in his defender, fakes the pass, absorbs a couple of slashes from Frankenheimer. Back behind it, X. Around the far side it goes. Looking for cutters in front. Nobody there. Costin with it. Garno. Timeout called by Haverford. I don't like what they did there. They took basically the first half of the overtime, tried to find something and realized, okay, nothing's coming of this. Let's set something up specifically. And that is exactly what Haverford has done, is they called a timeout. And we will take the chance to send it once again downstairs to Tom Slade.
Yeah, Coach, as you pointed out, they're taking away their alley dodges and trying to force them to the middle. And then they have that long pole helping out adjacently. Haverford was trying to set some high picks with Salvaggio. It didn't work. They wanted to take a quick look at it. And then if that didn't work, they were going to go with a timeout. So let's see what they do with the timeout. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. He has a great vantage point down there, able to hear basically what both coaches are doing, as close as they'll let him get. They don't want to give anything away, but that's a great look at what is potentially to come here for Haverford.
So like Coach said, they didn't burn that timeout initially. They kind of got into their offense to see what Malvern threw at them, took the timeout. Like you said, took about half the overtime period to kind of get the ball around and see what Malvern's going to throw at them. It would be interesting, is Malvern going to stay with that same tactic right now, or after the timeout are they going to draw up some different defensive scheme?
So taking it on the near side, Costin. As mentioned, tied it up with a second to go in regulation. He'll isolate here against Irvine. Gets the pick. Bounce pass to the far side. But settled down, McBride. Costin. Goes to the outside. Stall warning. He goes across, fires, and it goes wide, but backed up by Haverford.
So Haverford can't stretch as much now because of the keep it in. They waved it off.
They take off the stall. A little surprised to have seen that there. Again, we are in overtime, 1:35 to go. Garner with a pass across, but nobody there. It's Malvern Prep ball. Tried to go against the grain to the far side midi.
Yeah, look for that skip. Just a little off.
So here's Frankenheimer. Settles it back for Brownlee. Back to the keeper, Pettit. Up the middle, Lotz. Trying to get over the center line, and he does. 1:17 to go. Gets inside the box, and timeout called by Malvern Prep. They are excited to finally get the ball back. The first possession of this overtime. We are tied up here at 8 apiece, as we'll send it downstairs to Tom once again.
Yeah, they had the timer on there, guys, and Haverford wasn't sure when they came out that second time if it was still on or not, so they were counting down 15, 10, 5. That's why Garno took that chance, that skip over. So, that's what that was all about. Now Malvern's got the timeout, and let's see what Mac draws up. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. And again, it's trying to get that perfect shot. And if we're still tied in the minute 14, we go to a second overtime. You don't want to just throw it willy-nilly towards the cage and hope it goes, because you can go the other way with a fast break. So you want to get that good quality shot on cage. Trying to find a star of this game, everyone has. Offense, defense, goaltending. It's been pretty much right down the middle for both teams.
Absolutely. And in this possession from Malvern, minute 14 is plenty of time. You don't necessarily need to draw something up. This is the time where you go, your practice pays off. All the preparation that you've put in all culminates right now. And you go back to your system. You go back to your philosophies, and you just do those things really well and let the system work for you, let the ball work for you, get the defense to move, and look for the best opportunity.
Lotz will start it up. Up ahead for Potemski. He'll go 2 back behind the cage. He'll switch. Potemski's still with it. Potemski stops there. There are 3 below the goal line. Now here's Peden. Under a minute to go. Peden gets the pick from Jogers. Trying to get out in front. Fakes the pass. Keeps. Still has it. Great pressure defensively by Haverford. Peden will try again. Spins his way towards the front of the cage. Goes down. Fires. It goes wide. But it is backed up. Peden with it. Out in front. Potemski. He tried a shot that goes high. Just over the crossbar.
2 opportunities from way in close. Haverford's doing a really good job of getting through the picks right now. There's a lot of picks Malvern's throwing at him.
34 seconds to go. Malvern Prep with possession. Good pick thrown. Peden trying to get out in front. Knocked down. Ball still in his cross. Spins. Lost it. Taken over by Haverford. They'll go the other way with 22 seconds left to go. Big fast break here. Daney moving in. Tosses it across. Shot comes in. Deflected wide. But backed up by the Fords.
Great defensive play by Malvern there to get a lift on that shot. He was getting his hands free in transition. That was a good opportunity, but the defense recovered and got a good check in there late.
Look out in front. Shot save. Big stop. Ball loose towards the corner.
Pettit again on the doorstep. Unbelievable.
We will go to a second overtime period. We stay tied at 8. We'll take another quick break. Back in a moment. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network.
(2019-2020) Philadelphia Wings season ticket memberships are available now. As part of the Wings family, get the inside scoop and your ticket to all the action. Season ticket memberships offer exclusive benefits, experiences, and discounts on parking, merchandise, and select concession. Call 215-952-LAX1 to secure your 2019-2020 Wings season ticket membership today.
It's very cliche to say that it's a shame that a team has to lose. In this game, it's absolutely true. Both teams playing very well. We are heading to double overtime. Malvern Prep, Haverford tied up at 8. Downstairs is Tom Slade. I'm Tom Wilms. Alongside me is Tyler Gilbert. So we'll switch sides once again. Malvern Prep will use Voringer to take the draw.
Yeah, blew it out there for Haverford.
It's been even since the half, as far as draws are concerned.
We talked about that at halftime, that being a big focal point for Haverford coming into the second half, and they've done a good job equalizing at the faceoff backs.
They were down by as many as 7-4. It's now tied at 8. Haverford ball. Leary with speed. Leary moving in. Fires. Saved by Pettit. Clean save, no rebound. Here's Brownlee.
I like him trying to be aggressive there. I don't think that's the shot you want if you're Haverford.
Ball down against Civitella. Scoops it right back up. He's triple teamed. Trying to cut to the corner and get inside. And it looks like a timeout will be called. Each team gets a new timeout in each overtime session.
That's a good call by Coach McAvoy there. Looked like the Malvern player was losing his footing. He had about 3 Haverford guys hounding him, so probably a good fortuitous timeout there.
By the way, this is the first overtime game of the season for Malvern Prep. While Haverford, they played one game in overtime. That was back on May 3rd. They lost at home against St. Anthony's by a 12-11 count. That's their last loss, by the way.
Well, you said it. I mean, it is a shame that somebody has to lose, and especially in double overtime in a game like this. But, you know, it's whoever is mentally tough going down the stretch here. It's gonna persevere.
And I'll fully admit this is a lot of fun from where we're standing. We don't have a horse in this race at all. But,
Absolutely.
man, this has been an absolute beautiful matchup.
We get 8 minutes of bonus lacrosse.
Why not?
Well,
potentially.
Not 8 quite yet, but.
Well, Malvern Prep with possession. They are hoping to end it here. These two teams have combined for each of the Interact Championships dating back all the way to 2013. On the near side, Potemski will restart.
Got a lot of room to operate.
Goes back behind, gets the pick from Joger, stops at X. Fakes left, goes around. Back up top for Lotz. Lotz sweeps across, takes a shot off the pipe!
Wow.
Oh, my!
Right into a stick with Haverford. They're in transition now.
Nice take here by Nigman as he grabbed it right off the iron. And now it'll be a timeout. Wait, what do we have? Oh, timeout called. Timeout called by Haverford, so it's their turn to try to set something up with 2:55 left to go in the second overtime as we send it downstairs to Tom.
Yeah, that's Lotz on a mismatch up top. A nice hitch and just stepped into one and caught the goalie off guard a little bit. Intense shot there. Now, obviously, Haverford's got the ball. Going to call a timeout here and see what they can do with 2:55 left in the second overtime. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Tom. As back close. It was 1 second left to go in regulation, and Malvern Prep hitting the post.
They say football is a game of inches. Well, you know, an inch or two to the right there, and it's game over. Now it hits the pipe, fortuitously bounces right into Haverford's stick. They get possession, get us the offensive end, call a timeout. 2:55 left. Let's see what they draw up here. I think they had good success when they're initiating with the invert, when they take Garno down below, goal line extended, and invert against the short stick down there.
So here we go. They'll start it.
Or
center
Costin.
midfield. And, nope, they're going to go to the far side. And it's Garno who will possess all the way on the far side. He has Leary with him as we are underway. Garno, maybe looking to isolate here. Forced back. McBride gets it over now for Costin. McBride. Garno. Costa on the near side. And two defenders up top. One long stick, one short. Goes over now for Garno. 2:25 to go in double overtime. Garno back for Costin, who switches to the far side. Costin. Low pass off of Garno. Almost taken away. Taken back by Costin. Costin moving in. Tries to tee it up. Instead goes back for Garno. It's a two-man game here for the Fords. Back for Garno again. Garno.
It just seems like Malvern's doing a good job of plugging up the passing lanes there. They should initiate from Max. Turnover, fast break from Malvern.
Here he goes, Frankenheimer moving in 4-on-3. Frankenheimer tosses across. Nice look to the crease. Jumps. Shot off the outside of the post. May have hit the keeper, but it stays out. Another try, and it's swung on and missed essentially by Frankenheimer. Big ground ball here, taken by Haverford.
Two quick saves for Garrido. Oh,
bad
outlet pass
pass
not there. Who's going to come up with it?
Still loose, controlled by the Fords.
Salvaccio's got it. Running through a slew of defenders here.
He moves in, trying to get it deep. 1:28 to go. They lost it back
they
behind
turn it
the
over. We
cage.
got a flag down, though.
Flies.
Looks like Malvern's offside. It's going back to Haverford.
Oh, wow.
With a
man
man-up opportunity.
They just lost count of who was over the line. I think Frankenheimer was the offending party.
30-second man of opportunity here for Haverford.
It's Lotz who will take the knee. Fourth man up for Haverford. They're 1 for 3. It's only 30 seconds. 1:25 to go. So a man-up chance in overtime.
Let's see if Malvern stays with that tactic of closing out even on man down and pressuring out on the ball in the adjacents. Looks like they are.
So here's Leary all the way across. Salvaggio. Back up top for McBride. Leary trying to get it in deep. As they actually have Garno near the crease. Trying to get it to him. Nothing there. 8 seconds of the man up. Costin poked away to the corner. Under a minute to go in double overtime. Back behind looking for Cutters. Garno. Man up over. 53 seconds to go. Garno, left-hand shot. Save! Big stop by Pettit. High-to-high shot. He actually looked behind him, had so much power on it.
He just stayed big there. Went right into his stick.
40 seconds left. Got to get over the line. Triple team. Oh, swims his way through. Civitella turns into a fast break. Civitella moving in. Cuts to his left. Fire, scores! Matthew Civitella goes coast to coast and wins it for Malvern Prep. They take it in double overtime, 9-8.
That's just a gutsy play there. Cleared the ball, just knifes through the defense. They did a good job of sliding to him, but he just made a big play for the Malvern Friars there.
He was stuck near side, wrong side of the line in a triple team, but powered his way through, goes right to left, and tucks it high over the keeper, Garrido.
Unbelievable.
With 26.4 seconds to go in double overtime, after leading by 3 in the fourth, leading by 1 before the tying goal came with a second left, they still find a way to take the Interact title.
Like we talked about, it's tough that somebody has to lose. It's really tough for the Haverford faithful here, and especially in John Nostrand's last game. But, you know, it's going to hurt for them, but they can't be disappointed. This could have gone any way, a double overtime game, a rivalry game. It just comes down to one of those plays. I said at the beginning, it's going to come down to a single person making a big play, and that's what it was.
The hero is Matt Civitella, as he gets his second of the game and gives the title to Malvern Prep. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the postgame festivities. We'll have postgame interviews as well. You're watching the 2019 Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship game here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Cabrini University as we have declared a champion in double overtime. Here, the Interact Boys Lacrosse Championship. Malvern Prep wins it again, double overtime, 9-8 over Haverford. Going through the goal scorers, well, no goal scorer bigger than the overtime winner by Civitel as he picks up 2. Kyle McGill had 4 to lead the way for the Friars. Nick Potensky, Eric Spanos, and Evan Lotz had single markers for Malvern Prep. While for Haverford, they were led by Peter Garnos, 5 goals, 2 goals from Matt Costin, including the tying goal with a second left, and Adam Salvaggio had 1. Haverford finishes 1 for 4, man up. Malvern Prep was 2 for 4. Face-offs were pretty well even from the halftime mark on. I'm Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Tyler Gilbert. Wow, what a contest. And I'm speechless. I don't broadcast. I'm not supposed to be speechless, but what a fantastic game.
I'm still trying to process all this. It's an unbelievable setting here, unbelievable atmosphere. I just kind of don't believe what we just saw.
That is a nice job here as they are recognizing John Nostrand's last game. They wanted to play for him so much more that they went to double overtime. And as we mentioned earlier, he is a major reason why Philadelphia lacrosse is where it is right now, why this game is one of the absolute highlights nationally in lacrosse.
Absolutely. I mean, he put Haverford School lacrosse on the map. He put Interact lacrosse on the map. Just an unbelievable job over the course of 28 years at Haverford School. So much love and respect from a lot of people in the lacrosse community in the Philadelphia area to John Nostrand. They owe him so much, and he's a great coach. He's an even better person. When you talk to him, he's just a man of character, and he coaches with such passion. He cares so much about his fellow coaches and his players, and frankly, as a coach myself, I've modeled my coaching career after John Nostrand. That's how impactful he's been on my life.
Again, he's not done coaching because right now he is surrounded by his team, and he is, consoling his boys, giving them a good lesson to finish their season off. Again, for a lot of the seniors, obviously this is it for their prep school career. They will go on to bigger and better things. Both of these teams feature a number of high-level commits, talking about Virginia, North Carolina, and all sorts of schools. Utah. I mean, name a D1 school. They are probably represented somewhere on this field between these two teams. That gives you an idea of how Philly lacrosse has grown, because that wasn't always the case.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, humble beginnings, and John Nostrand has built this thing over years and years and got other great coaches in the Interact. Like I said before, a lot of the Malvern coaches coached under John Nostrand at some point. So there's a quality coaching tree going on in the Interact.
As we are actually waiting to send it downstairs, we're going to have some interviews with the coach from Malvern Prep and hopefully a player or two. But forgive them if they want to celebrate a little bit right now. Again, this is a culmination of a long season started back with tryouts and practices back in the winter. These two teams met in the regular season, a very tight game with Haverford coming away with the victory, but this time it's Malvern Prep as they're going to probably take a picture underneath that scoreboard that declares them the winners of the Interact for the second year in a row. Again, these two teams have been going back and forth since 2013 with the Interact Championship. There are some great teams who came in third and fourth in this tournament, and other teams coming up through the ranks, but right now this division, this conference is dominated by Malvern Prep, and right behind them, Haverford.
It's such a quality conference. There's so many good teams. Germantown Academy, Springside, Chestnut Hill, getting better and better every year. Episcopal Academy, obviously, very good. Penn Charter, very good. It's just a quality league, and we talked about the coaching influence of John Nostrand. And it kind of gets contagious. Once one team becomes good, everybody is gearing for their spot. There's a target on their back, so they push themselves, and they get better coaches in there, and they develop the culture, and the ante keeps getting upped, and that's what we see in the Interact, and it's such a quality conference. So to win this game is so big. You can see it by all the pads and helmets left out on the field when Malvern stormed after that overtime goal by Civitella. And just hats off to both teams. Just a great performance overall by both teams, both coaching staffs. A gritty game, a physical game. Really, really fun to watch. I'm still trying to process everything we just saw.
But both of these teams, well, they're top 2 according to PhillyLacrosse.com in their most recent poll, and also these 2 teams are also ranked nationally in the top 20. So it gives you an idea of the high quality of lacrosse that we just witnessed, ending with a double overtime victory that was that close to going to triple overtime, of course, that close to finishing in regulation. It really could have gone either way. It just took one big play. It was Civitello who was basically took it upon himself to fight through a triple team, to get over the center line, find his way into the crease, and then tuck it home. At that point, you have guys who step up, and Civitello in this case was the man.
Absolutely. A young kid. This is a sophomore, so he's not done playing. He's got another couple of years here from Malvern, and I'm sure he's going to give us a lot more in his junior and senior year. But it looked like in that final play, he was dead to rights twice. Right here at the midfield line where he was triple teamed. He had 2 attackmen on him and a midfielder and kind of skirted through that. They picked him up right about the restraining line. He got by that one. They had 2 guys crash down on him. And he just got his hands free just enough to get in close and place the shot right over Garrido's head. Just an unbelievable gutsy play.
And speaking of Garrido and his goaltending counterpart, Will Pettit, how huge were they? This 9-8 game very easily could have been 15-14. Some huge, huge acrobatic-style saves.
Absolutely. This game should have been a higher-scoring game, but we saw such stellar goaltending on both sides. The first half, Pettit was just on fire. Like I said, he was seeing the ball. He had a couple doorstep saves that were really, that really gets your adrenaline going. It gets the sideline pumped. And I always say goals are great, but big saves, especially in those big moments, and the higher quality of save, like I said, on the doorstep, if you're making a point-blank save to somebody shooting, right on top of you, that's going to get everybody really fired up. And that gave Malvern the momentum back a couple times. And then on the other side, Garrido was really quality too, had a number of great saves that kept Haverford in it. And they started, not only did they make great saves, but, they started transition the other way and they were directing their defenses. And they just an outstanding performance by both goaltenders, absolutely.
You are watching the aftermath of the 2019 Interact Championship game with Malvern Prep winning in overtime. 26.4 seconds to go. It was a 9-8 victory for the Friars. So they have finished their season winners of 11 in a row. As it looks like we're just about ready to send it downstairs. As here's Tom Slade.
Mac, halftime, 5-4 you led. You guys, to me, always start fast and start fast in the second half. You came out and scored 3 goals in the first 10 minutes, say. And, Haverford, as you know, we're going to stick around. You battled till, obviously, the second overtime, and number 21 took care of it. Any thoughts?
Well, in the league, there's always the ebbs and the flows of the game, right? No one's going to run away with it ever. It always seems to go that way. There's going to be runs that they'll take, runs that we take, and you got to kind of stay with it the whole game. That's any good game, any good team you play against, it's going to go that way. It's always that way with them. They're never out of it. You're right. We came out fast. We started the second half fast. Maybe that's me kind of slowing things down, and lessons learned, right?
Yeah, you knew Nody's team was going to not panic and stick around.
They got a lot of offensive talent. Our D did a good job. Our goalie played great. I'd say he's probably the difference in the game, I'd have to think. 33 is a total. That's the best game he's played against us in 4 years. We're always wary of that kid, but tonight he showed it.
Well, that's 2 in a row. Congratulations, and enjoy it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Take care. 21. I got him right here.
I think Tom is still trying to grab a player or two. It looks like he is going to find someone. There he goes. He has Matt Civitello. Whenever you're ready, Tom.
Matt, I've coached against you the last 3 years, and I've always respected your short stick D midi role, and loved to coach against you and loved your game. And this year you've kind of elevated that. we started playing offense a little bit, and that last play was just, I thought indicative of your whole season, the way you played. And take us back to it, and what were you thinking?
Honestly, the play or the...
Yeah,
just caught the ball. Honestly, at first I was like, oh no, like there's a pole in front of me, kind of just rolled back, kind of just hoped for the best. I knew that there was about like 40 seconds left. Knew that I had to go down there, get a fast break goal or something. Saw the kid close on me and, kind of, not gonna lie, I kind of shut my eyes and threw it at the goal.
Sometimes they go in. Well, hey, congratulations. This is 2 in a row, and enjoy it. Okay?
Thank you. That's awesome.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Tom. Again, that was Matt Civitello, the overtime hero in this one. Again, sometimes, you know what? With those overtime games, those long games, you find that hero, Civitello, the hero in this one. And again, the way he described it was kind of interesting. It's something that he'll remember forever, but right now can't remember because of the emotion of the moment.
Yeah, and it's, both sides. It's just you see the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, as they say, right? People are just all smiles and hugs over there on Malvern, taking pictures under the scoreboard. And, a rather somber sideline for Haverford as they kind of just trek off the field. And a lot of embrace, a lot of tears over there, especially emotional because of Coach Nostrand's last game. I mean, it's always going to be emotional when you lose a game like this. But under the circumstances, it intensifies that aspect of things too. So, tough for Haverford, tough loss for them. Great win for Malvern, and again, Civitello, the hero. I thought that was great. His description, like you said, he'll remember it forever, and he's got a story to tell his grandkids and things like that. But he closed his eyes and threw it at the goal.
I think he'll change the story for his grandkids just a little bit.
Yeah,
it'll be a perfect snipe to the far side post.
It'll gain luster as the years go on, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Well, that will just about do it for us. I want to thank you for joining us for the Interact semifinals a couple of days ago and the championship game today again. Thank you to all of our sponsors, including Brennan Collective, the Philadelphia Wings, and CVRE. Thanks to all of our staff who have joined us all season long here at the SFBN. As we want to remind you, we will be back next year for even more coverage of collegiate and high school sports here in the Philadelphia area. So I want to thank everyone involved with all that. And I want to thank everyone here at SFBN for bringing me in to close out this season with a wonderful, wonderful game, a double overtime win. As our final score in that double overtime, Malvern Prep 9, Haverford School 8. Malvern Prep, they are the 2019 Interact Conference champions. For all of us here at Cabrini University, for my partners Tyler Gilbert and Tom Slade, I'm Tom Wilms saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.